Hello, this is Athena with AMG Creates, and this is Happy Spring, where I was not too happy about doing this card after I decided I was going to do it, only because there was a lot. So I'm using the stitch squares. I'm using two of them so that I can get that square. I have the spring flowers backdrop. Um, Also the Veggie Happy, Giant Happy Spring, which I use the happy part, and then Oliver's stitched ABCs to make spring. Um, for those of you that live, I guess we live in the northern hemisphere. Um, Sorry, it's been a while. Geography is not my strong suit. Um, what do you expect? I'm 36. I live in a small town. I don't go many places. Anyway, I pre-cut a lot of this stuff. I didn't want to use the full all the way around of the spring flowers, so I cut that out. And I cut it in white so that I can color it. I'm not using a whole lot of the Veggie Happy things, but basically they are working on getting spring out of the ground. So if you think about it, whenever I was doing this, and I made it really cute, was that they're growing spring. I was going to originally have this as a medium card until I realized all of the stuff that I was gonna have to do. And it's not that it was a hard card or anything, it was the fact of coloring all the little bits and bops that are part of the spring flowers backdrop, because they're kind of intricate, and I could have easily just used like watercolor or something. I think would have been a little bit better, and I didn't think about it. So I did yesterday's card the same kind of way as this one, realizing that I should have just not done it that way. So I'm coloring in all of the mice. I was, usually whenever I do cards like this, I want to make sure that they stand out, so I didn't color them brown because they're playing in the dirt. I also used, I guess, a different technique today. For the dirt that spring is coming out of, I actually just ripped paper. And you'll see it whenever we get in here. So now I'm die cutting everything, making sure that all of it comes out, because there's no way that I'm fussy cutting this stuff. So you've heard me say it before, I think I've explained it once, but fussy cutting is literally taking scissors and cutting around it. I do that whenever I do the easy cards for masking. There is no way that I'm doing it for something like this. It's just too much time. Also, the Spring Flowers backdrop absolutely hates my die cutter. Whenever, if you have a die cutter and you are working on intricate dies, things like that, the best thing to do in between your shims, which is like your plastic piece, I use a metallic. I have two plastic things, a metallic one that holds the dies-ish in place, and then another plastic one in between the first and second plastic one. I usually will put like two extra pieces of paper that are the same size as that one that's right there, so that I get a really good clean cut, because it doesn't like to cut some of the flowers. I also ran it through a few times, so if your die machine is having some issues, then that would be the best thing to do, is just stop what you're doing, add a couple more pieces of paper. It should be fine. This part was the worst part. It wasn't really all that bad. It wasn't all that time consuming. It was just the fact that there are so many little bits and bobs right there. So it was hard for me to color the ones that weren't connected to anything. So the ones closer to the border were easy. The ones that were connected to other things were just fine. The ones that were out floating about doing their own special thing were a particular pain in the butt. But I got it done. I think it looks cool. It's nice and light. I will say, however, unfortunately, it also looks like a 3-year-old colored them. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Again, I'm not going to give this to anyone. And I'm not gonna lie, if I was, I would probably say that my daughter colored them. Even though my daughter's 9 and can color a whole lot better than that. So anyway, just coloring all of this, making sure that they're good. I didn't want any bold colors because it is spring. And I wanted to make sure that everything was nice and light looking. Next time around though, I think I will use watercolor. Okay, and then gluing this on there so that there is a definite border. I didn't want a white border on there. I could have also done like a light blue or a yellow, more like a goldenrod than a sunshine yellow. And I had a little bit of some things in between there. This was also hard because I was trying to get just like a washy sort of look. Again, I could have used watercolor. I have it here. I just didn't think about it until afterwards, and by then I didn't want to do it again. There are many ways to do one thing. A lot of people will also do Copic marker. I don't use Copic marker because I can't shade with it. I have a problem using a highlighter twice. I don't know how to shade well with them. So I don't use markers. I use colored pencils. It works better for me. So the spring is a little bit, the colors are just a little bit bolder because I wasn't sure how far along I was going to have them in the ground. That makes sense. So at this point I am looking to find a place to cut. If you saw that, that was my daughter sneaking her arm in because she couldn't help herself. Every time that she comes in here and she knows that I'm recording, she likes to put her hand in. I was gonna just do a flat cut across, and then I realized that I really wanted it to look more like dirt. And as you can see, I've got the other color over there on the right, and I wasn't sure which one that I wanted. I like the darker one better. If you guys do anything with dirt, usually darker means that it's watered, it's been underneath the actual first layer of earth for a while. So just wanted to have it look tilled and happy. So then what I'm gonna do is glue that on there before I do the thing. That way too I can, so what I was looking at was which side do I want, and I like the side with the definite edge rather than the side that was facing me that has, I guess the ripped side, so has maybe lighter paper. That makes sense. The color goes all the way through the paper, which is really nice. I know that on a lot of printed or graphic ones, you have one side that's colored and one side that's white. So the color is only on the top. This one is all the way through, but I didn't want any extra, so you can see it right there on the top of the two little peaks right there where it's lighter, but I didn't really want that. Working on gluing everything down, I figured that this would be a lot easier if I glued it down first and then stuck everything down in the background, considering I don't have anything big that's going there. Sure all those little things are knocked down. Yeah, while it was fun, while it looks really cool on a whole lot of cards, I don't like a lot of little intricate pieces. They can get smushed and torn and everything really easily. And in here, I am looking at spacing. So obviously, I don't have a lot for the N and the G, so I'm going to move them down. And then whenever I glue them, I'll be able to space it out a little bit more too. I do like the spacing on there. It is easy to glue and to stick in and under. I do like the idea of this card. I think that it is adorable. I think that it could be done in a couple different ways. Card took about 40 minutes altogether. It actually took a lot longer because I was doing the prep for it. So I had already cut it and everything else before I actually ran everything through and hit record. So that helped out a lot. So yeah, this could be an hour-long card if you make it that way. This is the card, and I think it's pretty cute. If you like it too, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you like the whole card idea and you've seen any of the other ones, if you want to, there's a whole list. And then you can subscribe for more. I have the idea to keep doing this for the rest of the year. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.